Culture.
Family.
Selfless.
Trusted.
Family.
Dedication.
People.
Welcoming.
Friendly.
Involvement.
Family.
Family. Service.
Family. Welcoming.
Optimistic.
Welcoming.
People. Welcoming.
Family.
Friendly.
Partnerships.
Aww.
Culture.
It's such a breath of fresh air to be here and be part of this team, because I look around our office and I see so many different people. And when you bring in so many different people, you get diversity of ideas. And that always leads to really great outcomes, because everybody who doesn't look like you doesn't think like you. And they're going to bring different ideas to the table and make us all better in the end.
I definitely think the culture here at SSP is really unique. The people specifically, I think at this company, you find people that are really willing to help. I think it makes us memorable with our clients, especially when they feel like they're family to us.
The culture. It's the people. That makes you want to work here. The culture is like none other. And the day you step in here is the day you're like, oh my God, this is so nice. So it's the culture.
Our culture, in my view, is determined basically on foundational principles of serving and giving to others. And usually when I share that with others, they tend to think that, oh, naturally, that's the way you treat your clients, which is true. It's also how we treat one another internally. And in addition to those, all of our trading partners and everyone else that we interact with.
SSP has definitely made me grow as a person, both professionally and personally. This is my first HR role I've ever had. I come from a teaching background, and I'm so grateful that SSP took a chance on me in this new role, and just giving me a chance to enter a new field and learn all the ropes.
Something that I've learned a lot through SSP is teamwork and how to most effectively work with the people around you. So I have a great team, and we're so supportive of each other. And so just being able to lean on each other is something that I've learned to just kind of trust in my coworkers and just be able to have that relationship.
People care about each other here. And that's not just words. There is a lot of actions that have come behind that. I've seen that in pods of teams. I've seen that with between two people. I've seen that in large groups. I see it corporately all over the place. And you don't have to go very far to find that somebody cares for somebody here.
So I think one of the most unique things is the collaboration between teams. So a lot of the times you'll see the producers do it where they go in on a deal and maybe an expertise or an area of insurance they're not familiar with, and they'll loop someone in a different department to help them get that done. And I just think that's really cool how we collaborate as a team and make deals happen.
You know, whether you're working on a project together or whether you're working on a project with a client, there's so much collaboration, and, you know, we work very hard, but we enjoy the people that we are working with and all of the outreach that we do to our community as well. I haven't seen this type of culture in other companies.
People with the most intellectual capital that are bringing the most to the table are the ones that have influence in the organization at all levels. And to think about meritocracy, not just from an economic standpoint, but also from a influence and pride in your day standpoint, it really gives everybody in SSP the assurance that those best ideas are going to be rewarded in thought and in deed.
One of the reasons I came to SSP is the culture and how the leadership lives out that culture. A quote that I've tried to live by is this. It says, "Actions speak so loudly, I can't even hear what you're saying." And our leadership really does walk that out. They don't have to post it on a billboard. It's how they treat their employees, it's how they treat their clients, it's how they treat their carriers. And all of that is exemplified in how they live out their culture instead.
I'll never forget one of the first things Kevin Smith said to me when I started working here and I had to be out with my kids for a sickness or something. And he was like, well, your family is your priority, and so you have to do what you have to do. And that was just so refreshing, because it was sort of a different feeling than what, the environment I'd come from before.
So ever since then, I mean, it really has been the perfect fit for that. I feel like I've been able to focus on my family, growing my family, but also my career, and not lose, either one in the midst of it.
My favorite memory of SSP is when we had our first holiday party, when it was just a small amount of us. And it was just so neat for everyone to get together. And I've seen that grow over the years. That bond is still there, except it's just bigger now.
Sometimes just having one-on-one talks with some of my coworkers, those are great memories. Me and my coworker, Allison, we can go for days talking about some great topics. So I don't have one favorite thing. I just have a lot of great memories, which is pretty good. Everyone can't say that about work, so I think that's great.
One of my favorite memories of working here has been the work-family atmosphere. It's inspiring to work for a company that puts its people first. We have a strong family here at SSP, being there for one another when in need of any kind. You never expect to be the person on the receiving end of that love, but when you are, it's really quite inspiring.
Favorite memory at SSP is having the opportunity to spend time with some of our interns and our new hires. I remember when I was in their shoes and I would talk to some of the older, more experienced people at the firm. They're always really inspirational to me. And so having that opportunity now to, tell them about my path and my journey, how I got to where I am, and inspiring them is huge. I mean, that's everything. And then seeing them come back after they graduate from school and, they're like, hey, what's up, man? Like, I'm here. It's awesome. I love it. That's one of my favorite things that I do here.
Like, I don't want to miss anyone. So when I was talking about the favorite, I called out Allison's name. I'm over here thinking, like, I didn't say Sandy's name, or I didn't say Sarah Catherine. I mean, I do really have just some great coworkers. Yeah.
When I think of SSP and the word unique, I think of transparency. From any job title that you hold at Sterling, everyone is on the same page. We sit in on an all-team meeting once a month that everyone is on, and it keeps you up to date with new hires, what we're growing in as industry specific and products, as well as the growth from a new business. And that's exciting because that shows how it is a whole team effort to make our company what we are today and grow.
So when I first started here, there were a lot of questions that I had, and others just kind of jumped in to help me when I didn't know. And so now I try and do the same for them. And then when it comes to our clients, I think whenever I have an interaction with them, like, I'm a representation of SSP. And so I want them to have a positive light about our company and feel appreciated and have a positive, impact when we interact.
The level of knowledge, diversity, and experience inside of this firm is unprecedented. And what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't go to my office and sit by myself and not get to know all the other professionals that are working here. I would get up from that desk and I would meet, engage, socialize, break bread with every single person that I could for my entire career here, because not only will you be able to help them in some ways, but I'm sure they are going to be able to help you in a lot of ways.
If there's a learning opportunity, do not be afraid to share it with your colleagues, because the more knowledge that's around you, the better your work is going to be.
Sterling's most important assets are our people, and it's important to grow and strengthen those relationships.
Maya Angelou said it best: people will never remember what you did or what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel.